Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Atlanta Thrashers franchise mode here in NHL 21. So last episode we had free agency and started up the season simulation, and as you can see so far we are 21-13-4-3, so pretty good record, and we are currently top of our division with 49 points. There is teams though that are pretty much on our tail in terms of the Islanders, who are in a wildcard spot with 43 points. But we are in a pretty good predicament so far halfway through the season. Now, we have been slammed with injuries quite a bit in the last episode, and hopefully that doesn't happen again in this episode, because I think we lost Wall 3 times due to injury. Bergeron was injured for one game. If we go to games played, we all played 41 games except for we had all of these type of injuries. So basically Wall missed 16 games due to injury. Kondrativ missed 5 games due to injury. Camilleri's currently injured and he's missed 3 games already. And Bergeron missed 1 game. And then also Carey Price actually was injured for a bit too. So we've been pretty much slammed with injuries, and hopefully this team can stay a little bit more healthy down the stretch. But as you can see, our top line has been our main concern, or not main concern, but main focus point for offense. The rest of our lines haven't been that great defensively, but it could be, I don't know, if we're just not that deep of a team. I don't know. It could be also the change that we got rid of Henricius and put him as a depth option. I don't know really what the case is, but hopefully that picks up a little bit throughout the rest of the season. But yeah, you can see plus minus wise, a lot of our defenders are plus as well. But then you just get into our bottom 6 and our bottom 9 in general, they're all minus players. So hopefully that turns around a little bit, but we're still a very solid team this year so far. As you can see in the standings, once we look quickly, I did show you guys this at the end of the last episode, but in terms of goals for, we are actually one of the better offensive teams, and goals against, we are actually top 10 as well, so we're not that bad defensively. It's just mainly our power play hasn't been able to convert like he did last year, because last year I think we had a top 5 power play, and this year it's turned around to a bottom 5 power play. And then for some reason our penalty kill is a lot better than it was last year as well. So I did make some adjustments to our power play at the end of last episode, but hopefully our power play could pick it up a little bit, because if that could happen, then our depth scoring is going to be a lot better, because guys like Camilleri had 60 something points last year, but this year he's probably not going to hit 60 points because of our power play not performing as much. So, and then also the injuries probably will play into account to that as well. But anyways, let's start simulating. We probably won't make any trades, I don't think, in this episode, even though we are simulating the rest of the regular season. I don't think we're going to be making much trades, but if we do make trades, it'll be basically just to kind of give us a little bit more depth going into the playoffs, because pretty much our entire roster is the exact same as it was last year. The only changes are letting go of Scavello and bringing in a different depth option, and then also bringing in Pasi Pispinen, one of our prospects, into the lineup in favor of him instead of Henricius. So let's simulate 1 month and go to February the 1st, see how we do. Hopefully we could continue to win some games and continue to lock down that top spot in our division. Mike Camilleri is back, which is good, so he missed 6 games due to injury. But yeah, that injury bug we had in last episode was pretty bad. I think there was 6 different players that got injured, and then like I said, Wall got injured 3 times in the first 3 months of NHL action, which is pretty ridiculous. So we're kind of going back and forth between wins and losses. Robbins, I don't think, was injured in the AHL. No, he wasn't. Okay, good. We only got 2 more games left this month. Philadelphia and Buffalo. And I think, we won 1 and lost 1. So 26, 17, 4, and 3 at February the 1st. Are we still top of our division? Yes, we are with 59 points. Still only 5 points above a wild card spot, which is a little bit scary, but at least we're in a good situation right now, and our offense has been fabulous. Like I said, Bergeron only missed 1 game so far this season, and he's got 70 points just over halfway through the point of the season, so he's on pace for a very good year. And yeah, that top line in general has been carrying our offense, I would say. Hopefully our power play got going a little bit. But yeah, let's go to a day before the deadline. Then we'll take a quick look and see if our power play has been improving or not. And then, we'll go into the deadline. I don't think we're going to be making trades, but I will still take a look at what's available just in case we actually want to make any trades. But I don't think we're going to be probably making any. Yeah, this team is now 3-0 this month, 4-0 this month. We might end up winning the President's Trophy if we keep winning a lot of games, but who knows, because there's teams like San Jose who are really good. Yeah, this team is killing it this month. Only one loss, and it was against the Sharks, and there's a loss against Phoenix, of course, and a 5-0 shutout over Carolina. So we're 35-19, 4-4. Very good month, only 2 losses. And yeah, we're still top of our division, and we are way above a wildcard spot now. We're 13 points on the last wildcard spot, so we're definitely going to be making the playoffs this year. And Bergeron's already got 82 points this year, which is nuts. He's definitely going to hit 100 points again this year. Last year, I thought he was going to hit 100 points, but then he slowed down considerably. So, and the top line in general slowed down. So hopefully they don't slow down again like they did last year, because last year in the playoffs they didn't really do that much. So, let's take a quick look and see if our power play has been improving. And then we'll go into the trade deadline just to see what's available. But yeah, currently we are the 5th best team now, so we're jumping up in the standings. Goals for per game, yet we're now top 5, so we're getting better offensively. And goals against wise, we are getting better as well. We're top 5 in terms of defense. Power play is improving a little bit, but it's still not that great. It's actually improved a lot since we made those changes. 15.3%. And our penalty kill is still dog solid at 85%, number 2. So we've been pretty good in everything now. Our power play still definitely could improve a lot. But so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this team. So let's get into the deadline, see what's available. I don't know if there's going to be much to trade for. And I don't even really know what we need, but because I could always trade away Henrichus and call up somebody from the AHL if I want to trade away somebody, but I don't think that's wise to do now. Because Henrichus, we could just always go to free agency in the off season or something like that. There's some actually decent players, but nothing that I could really fit into my roster the way it's built up. Because there's some younger guys, like there's Pickard, who's 26 and 88 overall, but he has a decent amount of value, and good Branson as well. Interesting players, but it would probably take a lot to get somebody like one of those. I just don't know where I would slot them in, like I said. Like, if I was to go find trade on good Branson or Pickard, what the heck would the AI want from me? Just out of curiosity. No trades found. How about Pickard? A first round pick and a second round pick. That's not terrible, really, for an 88 overall player, but he would go to free agency probably, is the only thing. It still wouldn't be a bad option to give up for this guy. This guy's point per game right now. He does fit our top line, which is interesting, but obviously we can't put him into our top line because we're not going to flip that top line around at all. Like, this guy would definitely be an upgrade from Camilleri, but I don't think I really want to do that. Yeah, I don't think I really want to do that. If I knew if he fit on the second line or something like that, maybe I would do it. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be making any trades. Brian Campbell's got 4 years left. That's too much for me. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be making any trades. I don't think it really makes sense with the way our roster is simulating. There's Pavel Datsyuk with 1 year left. That's interesting. How does he simulate, I wonder? Let's just go find trade and see what they would want for Pavel Datsyuk. Not that I'm going to be trading for Pavel Datsyuk, because I would rather him just stay in Detroit. Left wingers. What did I make him? Did he already get traded away as I'm doing this? He probably did. Or did he? Where even is he? Ford. He might have got traded away as I was looking for him. Yeah, I think he did get traded away. Good Branson just got dealt away from Buffalo. Oh yeah, Datsyuk did get traded. Where did Datsyuk get traded? I guess we'll find out at the end of this episode. Or not the end of this episode, after this. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be making any trades. Even though Pickard would be a kind of an interesting pickup. I just don't really know where I would slot him into our roster. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to giving up a first and a second for somebody like that. But he's probably going to end up getting flipped before I can make a trade anyways. But let me just take a look what we would do. Like, if we sort by overall, I mean, Bork, he would basically be upgrading Bork to an extent. I I don't know if I really want to make a big move, though. Yeah, I don't think I really want to make a big move. I think this team is simulating good enough. I don't really think we should add more pieces to it. So, yeah, I'm going to just not make a single trade in this trade deadline. Even though Pickard is really intriguing, I just don't really see where he would slot into our team. Let's stop the simulation. Stop the simulation. Looks like he did end up getting dealt afterwards to a different team. So let's take a look at what trades happened at the trade deadline, see if there was any blockbusters. Hopefully there was. There probably was since Datsu got traded, but his trade value might have dropped a lot. So we're looking for guys that I created. So Hoodler gets sent to the Islanders. That's interesting. Brian Campbell gets sent to LA from Buffalo. What else we got here? Tony Lidman gets sent to Toronto with Milan Hajduk, who were just literally signed in a free agency. Just interesting. Derek Morris gets sent to Edmonton from the Rangers. What else we got here? Former player of ours, Yaroslav Likachev, gets sent to Carolina. Buffalo gets a first-round pick, some prospect, and a third for, who was it? Isaac Pickard. So, we could have got Isaac Pickard on a pretty good deal if we wanted to get him. But yeah, it seems like Buffalo decided to trade away a lot of players, so interesting. As they also trade away Matthew Savoy. What else we got here? They also acquired Brad Brashear from Carolina for good Branson. Pavel Datsyuk got sent to Toronto of all teams. Ew, that's disgusting. And it was only for a prospect in the 4th. And then Adam Hall, Andrew Ferentz, and some prospect go to Carolina from Washington. And Brian Allen, I think, goes to Nashville. So not really any huge trades, but some decent players leaving Buffalo and going on to some new teams, which is kind of neat. And there you go. So let's continue to simulate, because we did not make a trade, and I don't think it was really necessary for us to make a trade because we are one of the best teams in the league right now. I'm just hoping that we don't simulate too good, that we're going to be in a first-round exit again, because that sometimes happens. Let's go to the first to get this last game of the month done. We win 3-2 over the Rangers, as Ken Breen was never injured, apparently. I thought he was, but never mind. Okay, so 36-19, 4-4. We got 1 full month of action, and then we got a little bit left of April, and then the season is done. Let's simulate to March the 31st. Trying to get this episode done decently quick because of the fact I don't want to lose my voice before I have to record a lot of other stuff. So, and Jalen Kemp has been injured. That's not a good one, but at least it's not too long term, because Jalen Kemp is one of our better players in our top 6, and Carey Price has now suffered a mild concussion. So to start the season, we got slammed with injuries, and now to end the season, we're getting slammed with injuries. At least Carey Price will be back to the start of the playoffs, but that is not that great, that he just suffered a concussion. So we'll call back up Jackson Robbins from the AHL affiliate, and hopefully he can play pretty good for us down the stretch as the backup behind Mr. Brian Elliott. But I swear, once one injury happens, then your entire team just gets slammed, because now we've suffered 2 injuries in like back-to-back games. Hopefully we don't suffer any more. Let's go to goaltenders. Not take out lap here. We want to put in Pinot. At least we got depth goaltending in the AHL. Okay, there's a win, there's an 11-5 win, my god, over the Islanders. That's without Jalen Kemp in the lineup. Scoring 11 goals on the Islanders, like that is a lot of goals. Like, we even gave up 5 that game. Carey Price is now back, but our team is like almost undefeated this month, even without Carey Price. So that's pretty damn impressive. We're going to send Robbins back down. And obviously he did not get claimed again because the AIs are weird. There you go, Price is back, and we gotta go back and take out Pinot. But how did Robbins do? Did Robbins play any of those games? He did, and he won it, but he didn't play that good in it. Interesting. But yeah, our team is off to a really good start to end the season. Carey Price is back to full health. There's a loss though to end the month, of course. But yeah, we're now 46, 22, 6, and 4. We're definitely clinched a playoff spot. Yep, 102 points. We've clinched our division, actually. And we are second best team in the entire league right now. Only behind the Edmonton Oilers. Damn. Wow, okay. Didn't expect to be like a top 3 team this year in the NHL, but I'll definitely take it. Because we didn't really make much changes in the offseason. 4 more games left of the season. Wonder if we could win the President's Trophy. If not, it's not the end of the world, but obviously we don't really want that curse. There's a win, and Houghton, of course, injures his groin right at the end of the season, but it's not too long term. So we'll just go replace player. There's another win. There's a loss, 48-23 and 6-4. We are currently at 106 points. We have clinched the Eastern Conference, I think. Yeah, we clinched the Eastern Conference with 106 points so far. We can still win the President's Trophy. Only one team is clinched in the Central Division, which is really weird at this stage. Huh. It's interesting. And there's only like 1 game left of the season for... That is really weird. Only one team has clinched. This late in the year? Okay. But yeah, we could still win the President's Trophy if we get 1 win and then the Oilers lose their game. Not that we really want the President's Trophy, because that's a curse. But we'll see what happens. This last game of the year against the Washington Capitals, who are way out of a playoff spot. Can we win this game? Of course, multiple players are back for the AHL, as I was saying that. So Heward and Cleary, which means we got to take Wong back out. Throw in Cleary. And Heward... Where's Heward playing? I think, oh yeah, right here instead of Latikainen. No, actually it wasn't instead of Latikainen, it was instead of Lotz. God damn it. It's hard to remember what the AHL set up like always, but I'm really happy with our NHL team right now. I'm just really worried that we're going to get swept in the first round of the playoffs after a really good regular season. There we go. Last game of the year is a 3-2 loss, so we aren't going to win the President's Trophy this year, but that is a good sign. The Edmonton Oilers are going to probably get swept in the first round with 109 points. Just watch. But a really good season from our team. We actually finished 3rd best in the entire league because the San Jose Sharks decided to pass us by 1 point as well. So that's good because we do not want to be near the top at all, or else we're just going to be outed pretty easily. But let's take a look at team stats and stuff like that for the entire league and our player stats on what has been a very good season from our roster. Let's go to centerman to start it off with. So Bergeron, 109 points. That is a career high for Patrice Bergeron, coming off a contract extension as well at the beginning of the year. Very good season from Bergeron. Almost near point per game in his career too. Very impressed with Patrice. Only 6 penalty minutes as well. Really liking that. Hopefully he can produce in the playoffs, though not like last year. Malkin, 87 points in 82 games, so Malkin was a lot more quiet than Bergeron, so it looks like Bergeron was the top line leader in points. Houghton, 57 points, pretty solid. He was a -12, which isn't great, but it looks like our plus-minus did pick it up in accordance to the rest of our roster. And Kuznetsov had a fantastic second half of the season. He started off really slow and was only on pace for 34 points, I think, but he picks up 50 points. Frolov had 49 points. Wow. He gets put on the power play and he does some damage, so our center players are really fantastic in putting up points. Houghton wasn't good defensively, like I said, but the rest of the police players, fantastic. And a plus 44 and plus 45 for Bergeron and Malkin is nuts for a forward. Kovalchuk, 95 points, 40 goals, so he hit 40 goals this year again, but did not hit 50 like he could have hit last year, but was close to. He was also a plus 33. Kemp, 50 points in 79 games and a plus 1 only. Camilleri, 47 points in 74 games and a -9. So that was injuries, I guess, kept him out for some of our offense. Ivanov stepped up with Camilleri being out, though, 46 points and a plus 16, 29 goals this year. Pismanen in his first season, 30 points, pretty impressive, and a plus 6. And Henriches as a depth option has been fantastic with 12 points in 15 games. Pretty good. Right wing wise, Bork, 57 points, that's pretty good. Hopefully he steps it up in the playoffs. It's a little bit better than last year. Last year he only had 1 goal though in the playoffs, so I'm not really expecting much from him. Like, he's only got 5 playoff goals in 49 games, which is not a lot. And then we go to Wolski, who had 30 points. So very good performance from our entire forward core. When like you get like fourth liners and stuff like that putting up 30 points, your offense is really good. And then defensively, Ferguson, 29 points and a plus 29. Like I said, Gordon Ferguson is a beast on defense. He's already a plus 88 in his career, and he also puts up a decent amount of offense as well. And then Brody at plus 27, 26 points. The last few years, Brody's been really good in terms of plus minus, so I'm very impressed with DeAndre Brody right now. Seems like the addition of that new head coach that we got like 2 years ago now, I guess, has been really good for our team. Okay, so that's Brody. What else we got here? Kandreyev, 26 points and a plus 13. He didn't play that much because he missed some games due to injury. Martinez, 16 points and a plus 29. And then Wall, 11 points in 66 games, plus 18. And Conley, 8 points and a plus 23. So, in general, our defense was fantastic. Guggenot, again, 2 assists in 17 games and a minus 3. But our entire team was really good plus-minus wise for the most part. And then goaltending wise, Carey Price had one of his best seasons yet, and Brian Elliott was good as backup as well. Both of them with winning records, and, well, Carey Price had a 900 save percentage and a 2.75 goals against, and Brian Elliott had a 2.9 goals against and an 896 save percentage. So, pretty impressed with our team on that front. Let's take a look at the entire league for fun. Who led the league in points? It's going to be Ales Hemsky of the Edmonton Oilers with 112 points. So, the best team in the league has the best player in the league, apparently. Best goal scorer this year, though, was Alex Ovechkin with 59 goals. So, he's back to winning Richards again. Good to see him simulating like his real self to an extent. And then defensively, the best defenseman for points was Juha Intila of the Carolina Hurricanes with 60 points. And then Kronwall had 50 points. Chera, 48 points in St. Louis. Not too bad. Best goalie this year for wins was Marc-Andre Fleury with 43 wins on the season. Most shutouts by a goalie was Spruev with 8. Best save percentage by a starter was Spruev with a 917. So yeah, Spruev is more than likely going to win the Vezina for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Best goals against, though, by a starter was Banks for the Los Angeles Kings, but Spruev is right up there as well. So yeah, Spruev more than likely will win the Vezina. And then best rookie this year for points was Robert Nicholas of the Vancouver Canucks with 63 points. Leeson up there as well, and Bobkov. Our rookie in Pispinen we're looking for. Pispinen was all the way up here with 30 points, so not too bad. Okay, let's take a quick look at the team stats just to see how we did in terms of power play percentage and all that. So in the entire league, yep, we finished third best. We were only the 5th team in the NHL. Yeah, there's only 5 teams in the NHL that had over 100 points this year, and we were one of them. Goals for per game, we were the 3rd best offensive team behind the Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks. Not a surprise. And then in terms of goals against per game, we were the 8th best team in terms of goals against. It's pretty impressive, 2.87. So definitely in a very much a better performance, I'd say, this year than last year. And then power play percentage didn't improve a lot. Looks like it fell off a bit, or it stayed around the same the rest of the year, and it stayed at the bottom 6 in the NHL. So looks like our power play needs to improve going into the playoffs. And then we look at our penalty kill, which dropped off a little bit, it looks like 83.6%, but still a top 5 penalty kill, which is awesome. Explains why we played so good defensively too. So not a bad year from our team at all. The question is, who are we going to be playing in the first round of the playoffs? We're definitely going to have home ice advantage the entire playoffs, except for if we go to the finals against the San Jose Sharks or the Edmonton Oilers, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We're going to be taking on the Montreal Canadiens in the first round, who eliminated us a few years ago. This is going to be an interesting matchup. They didn't have a really good record, but hopefully that doesn't mean they knock us out. Because like I said, I don't like to be a very good team in the playoffs, because if you are, then you get knocked out by cheese teams. Well, Montreal is one of those cheese teams, it looks like, because they're 36, 33, 8-5 on the season, while we finished 48, 24, 6-4. We had 12 more regulation wins than them on the season. Before you take a look at the roster, let's do a little comparison of how they played via how we played in the regular season, like goals for wise and all that. So let's go to Eastern Conference. So yeah, we were up here at number 1. They are the 8th seed. Not really a surprise. They scored not a lot of goals. We almost scored 100 more goals than they did to an extent. They scored 226. We scored 302. Goals against wise, they allowed 254. We allowed 235. So we're much better defensively. Their power play is only a tiny bit better than ours, 15.5 as opposed to 15.3. And penalty kill wise, we are better by 2% as well. So their special teams aren't terrible. Well, their power play is because our power play was. But other than that, I think we should be able to easily beat them. But I'm not going to say that because if I do that, then we're going to get swept. Just watch. That's going to happen if I keep saying we're going to win. Let's take a quick look at what the playoff bracket looks like as well before we take a look at the roster. So there is the playoff matchup. So Pittsburgh and Carolina, us in Montreal, Toronto and Tampa Bay, Europe and Ottawa makes up the East. And then in the West, you got Nashville and Dallas, St. Louis and Colorado, LA and San Jose, so California matchup there, and Edmonton and Phoenix. Now to see what Montreal is made of. Do they still have a pretty similar roster to last time we played them? Hopefully they do because, well actually hopefully they don't. Actually they won't have a similar roster because they did lose Correa to retirement recently, I think. So top line they have Threffel, Bufflin, and McDonald. I think a lot of these guys were there last time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Threffel and Bufflin I'm pretty sure were both there, but McDonald, I don't think he was. Second line wise, they have Bulis, Antropov, and Clark. And in third line, Mers, Corazani, and Patrick Stephon. Oh, Patrick Stephon, man. That's where he ended up. That's actually funny. We let him go. He goes to Montreal. Plays in Detroit for a while. Now he's back in Montreal again. And then fourth line wise, they have Hardy, Ovechkin, and Stankov. And so a pretty weird forward core. It's a lot worse than it was last time we played them. I don't know if we have a chance to beat them because we never know. They could be a cheese team to beat us. And then defensively, they have Skula and Reitz, Van de Leest, and Markov. Good to see Andrei Markov still there. And then Steve McCarthy and Kirill Novikov. Goalie-wise, they have Jace Acton, who I don't think they had last time we played them. No, they picked them up from Phoenix. And then they also have Rudolph Schroeder as their backup, who they picked up from Calgary. So a lot of new acquisitions on their roster, it looks like. In depth-wise, they have Bill Coleman and Artem Ulanov. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Orlando Thrashers Franchise Mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the first round of the playoffs against the Montreal Canadiens as we look to get a little bit of redemption for a few years ago. And hopefully we can continue to play how we did in the regular season and maybe go to like a Stanley Cup Finals this year because that would be really nice. So let me know what you guys think down below. And I'll see you guys next time.